This is I'm gonna just say it. This is take 2 of the podcast.
Orange juice too.
Hey, honestly, guys, it's good that this is take 2 because I can say in confidence that the guest we have on today, this guy is a legend, right? And he's laughing right now because he's gone through this whole entire intro already. But he's a legend. This guy's a survivor, all right? He's gone through so much pain, emotionally, definitely physically, right? Kidney stone. I mean, if you had a kidney stone, you know what? You can put it in the comments below. I don't want to know your whole story. Just say you had a kidney stone. But this guy has gone through the procedure to getting the kidney stone out. I don't know if you guys have gone through that. I don't know. But this guy's gone through the procedure. He's also done an ultra marathon. I got corrected in the first intro, so this is good that I'm doing a second one because now I can say he's gone through an ultra marathon by himself, hot sun. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's pretty crazy. We could talk about that too.
I don't recommend it at all.
He doesn't recommend it. And, you know, I've been trying to convince this person to do, to swim to other islands. I mean, which we'll do, you know, I'll be on the boat and I'll film him and he's going to swim to the other islands.
Retired. Officially retired.
Anyway, guys, this legend is also a returning guest on this podcast. You know, we've recorded. I've recorded on his podcast. He's recorded on mine. But this is the first time we're recording in person for this podcast. And then we'll just say Talk Story Podcast as well. Anyway, give a round of applause for the legend, the survivor himself, Damon Trevor.
So, when you said that, are you playing Beyonce's "I'm a Survivor" in the background or no?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know in post, but maybe we could.
Okay.
You know, I'm just we're wrestling fans, so the promos, the promos work. This is good.
Let me tell you something, brother. That like that.
Yeah.
Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. No, it is an honor to be on here. I like you guys set up. Like I said. You know,
thank you.
There's a whole bunch of cameras. So I'm not sure exactly what camera to look into, but I'm guessing that
there might be a camera right here.
There might be right there, or there might be one in here. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, like Gavin said, you know, it's this is our second outtake. I've had so much orange juice at this point. I have a lot of sugar in me, and this interview is gonna go great. I got so much energy. I got so much to say.
Well, I have alcohol in it. In this.
Did you spike it? Did you spike my?
I didn't.
I felt a little woozy. That's why.
Well, that could be fermented orange juice.
Yeah.
So I might be getting double the dosage. I might be getting some Pinnacle whipped with a fermented orange juice.
I do feel something.
You feel something?
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to ask who's the guy next to you. Is that like your co-host or am I just seeing things?
You might be seeing things.
Okay.
Does it feel good? Like
it feels
feeling?
good. Yeah,
that's good.
I love orange juice.
I feel something too. Well, maybe not the same feeling you might be feeling, but that's okay.
Yeah,
you know?
You're feeling something.
I'm feeling something. That's good. Yeah. People at home should feel something as well.
You should. You're gonna feel something with this interview. Let me tell you. Second glass of orange juice. We're ready to go.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
We are.
Anyway, it's been a while, dude. I mean, the last time we recorded an actual podcast was maybe July
2020, I'm guessing.
2020.
Huh? Yeah.
Because did we do remember you did Just a Walk? You know,
yeah.
Did we do that during the break or was it before the break that I had?
Possibly before.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what? It was probably after. Yeah. Take a walk.
Yeah, take a walk.
Where I just interviewed random friends while we were walking.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yours was the best one because I think you might have almost got hit by a couple cars at a couple occasions.
I almost got a ticket, and I was dying because I was in Kahala. It was hot, right? I'm not like you. I can't do ultra marathons. I can do mini marathons.
Yeah.
maybe you can't even call it a marathon. Maybe call it mini-thons. Maybe
Everybody's got their own idea of a marathon.
Don't put a G at the end of the thon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mini-thons.
Yeah, we were. It was a live Facebook or Instagram thing, and I just interviewed a friend while we were on a walk, like we were working out together. Mm-hmm. And Gavin's course was a little hilly compared to mine. I was just on a flat away, and then Gavin just started going incline all of a sudden. His talking started changing. Yeah. Like, "Are you okay, Gavin?" Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, that wasn't an act too. I was really dying.
Yeah, you were really going up a hill. That's why.
Great. It was a great workout.
Yeah,
you know. But I remembered I had to walk back down.
Yeah.
And that was painful too.
Did you find your car though?
I did find my car.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you lost your car at one point.
I did.
Yeah.
And that's okay because I'm here now. So I obviously found my car.
You live to tell the tale.
I live to tell. Yeah. I'm a survivor as well.
You are. This is a surviving type of podcast right here.
It's Survivors Anonymous. Hey.
Cue the "I'm a survivor, I'm not going to give up" music. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Beyonce. Shout out to Beyonce.
Shout out to Beyonce, Destiny's Child. Yeah. So.
Anyway, how have you been? I mean, it's been a while, and we've, this is a good time to do something like this because we can get into it. There's been a change in your content.
Yeah,
we can talk about that. But how have you been emotionally, physically? I mean, you look good. You clean shave. You're not like hidden hibernation, big beard. You know what I mean? It's been good.
So I gotta say, women love beards. I don't know why. When I have grown out my beard, like I always get comments here and there. Well,
I think it's because.
Sure, it's my mom, but still, I mean, I do get comments here and there still.
It could be because a lot of women, they shave their armpits.
Yeah.
And they shave their legs, so they want to feel some kind of hair, right?
Something there, yeah.
Maybe they want to cut a little bit of the beard, put it a little bit on their armpits or something. I
totally get it. No, I understand.
You know, I mean,
yeah.
But you shave, you're clean shaven. That's great. That's the Damon I know, right? Clean shaven Damon.
You know what? Life is great. Life is totally great. From the last interview we did, I mean, if you guys watch it, I looked like hell. I looked a little bit different than I do now. And I really have no complaints. I think if I could do a retrospect, I think if that's what they call it, in a year, I'm more grateful, I'm more thankful. I'm lucky to have friends like you, where we can chat, we can go on video, we can make content, create content, and just have fun. I mean, look at what we're doing. We're drinking orange juice and talking.
Mine's spiked,
Oh, yours is spiked. Yeah.
Maybe yours is partially spiked.
Still don't know who's that guy next to you, but
you know his name?
I don't know. I just think you might have spiked my orange juice.
Poor guy.
Seeing things, yeah. But I got no complaints. Took a 2-month break from social media recently, and trying to come up with some new content, do new stuff. Life is good. Yeah. That's
good. Yeah, you look more relaxed.
I am.
More well rested, I think.
It comes with age. It comes with age. If you talk to me in my 20s or even my early 30s, I mean.
Oh, get out of here, man. Okay, let me tell you guys something, right? If you're looking at him right now, this guy looks like he is still in his 30s, maybe late 20s, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll say 30s. We'll say 30s just to be a little bit more accurate, right, with his look. Right?
There you go.
Oh no.
By the way.
Oh no.
Just for the compliment earlier.
This is a fake dollar, by the way, guys.
Yeah, thank you for the compliment.
See the fakeness in this? Well, there's $2.
There's two, yeah. I figure for you and Kelsey, buy yourself something nice, Oh
no, it's a real dollar. You can see
totally
through it.
Real.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the other one. This could be a trick dollar.
I mean, it's a compliment, so I gotta pay for that.
I'm not a stripper, man. I'm not taking off my clothes for this podcast. Not today, not ever.
It's been good, man. It's been good. It's been good.
That's good. Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing is you seem more well rested.
Yeah.
And the last time we did a podcast,
I was sleeping in my car.
You were sleeping in your car.
It's hard to rest.
You were getting out of that. And talk about that. Like, just sleeping, like the anxiety, because you were literally sleeping in your car. It's almost like you're kind of hiding from society in the night.
Yeah.
And that's scary because, I mean, talking about being a survivor, that the fact that you came out of that's surviving too.
Well, first of all, it's not legal to sleep in your car parked on the side. That's actually, I don't know if you can get fined, but it's definitely not something that you can do. So you have to be what homeless people call stealth. So when you're in your car, you have tint or you have a sun visor out or something, and you're trying to park in a place that's not too well lighted, but also not too dark, because then somebody could break into your car.
Okay.
But it's like anything. I mean, you adjust over time. You learn the system, and you find that right spot to park at that no one will bother you. But it was hard the first, like I told you in the last interview, it was hard the first 2 to 3 months. I did this thing called sleep driving. You know how they have sleepwalking?
Yeah.
I would literally wake up kind of like with a little anxiety. I would just start driving. I would think that it's time for me to go to work but it was like 2:30 in the morning, weird times. So there was anxiety, of course, and there was some close calls that, if you want to know about that, all you got to do is watch the interview at the Talk Story podcast and you'll hear it. But life is all about adjusting and making the most of your situation. And that's what I did, no different from anyone else.
Yeah, and did you ever keep a weapon in your car?
I had a little knife, which probably would have not done anything.
Yeah.
It was like as small as this mic, pretty much. But I always had it on my my car door, my driver's side car door.
Okay.
And let me tell you, there was one time where someone was trying to, they were messing around with the handle on the passenger side. And this was in the middle of the night, and I literally woke up with my heart just like
pounding.
I held that knife, and I was just waiting for the window to crack or something to happen.
Okay.
And this is the things that, I didn't really go into detail about, but there were some scary moments. But, I mean, what you going to do, right?
Well, shank him with a small knife. You know what I mean?
I would have done whatever I had to.
At least it wasn't a butter knife.
It wasn't. No. It was a pretty sharp knife.
Because I don't know. I mean, if the guy was butter,
yeah,
maybe you could do something.
Could have. Yeah, possibly.
But he wasn't butter, so...
Yeah. I'm just guessing that the guy had the wrong car, and he just, I don't know if he was trying to break in, and I guess I'll never know, but
well, so he booked it.
He was like, I heard the door handle,
okay,
and my heart just went, and I was just waiting, the point where it's so quiet where you can only hear your heartbeat. Okay. And I was just waiting for something to crack or something. There's another incident where there's people actually like outside my car, like I guess they were drinking, but one of them was like sitting on my car. I'm like, holy cow! There's some close calls.
That might have been my friends. I don't know.
It could have been you.
Could have been me.
Yeah.
It could have been me this whole time.
It could have been, but man, close calls. But hey, I'm still here.
So I want to do one thing I wanted to talk about. I've never asked you about this too, because, so I went on your podcast. And this is the first time, right?
Yeah,
you reached out to me. I never actually asked, how you found me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's so many, there are a lot of podcasters here. They're hidden. They're stealth, right? Yeah. They have the windows closed, maybe creaked a little bit, with an episode or so. But, how'd you find me? I mean, what made you think like, oh, this is the guy... This guy with glasses, I don't know, Talk Story podcast, I don't know what.
You were the third piece of that puzzle. You were the last missing piece.
Okay.
I had one that was a friend. I had one guy where I don't know, I bumped into him. So I had to Google Hawaii podcasters.
Okay.
And at that time, for some reason, there wasn't many. So I think I actually looked on Apple too under podcasts.
Okay.
And I put like Hawaii podcast, whatever. And I think yours popped up. And I said, hey, this is the guy. So I started giving a listen. And I think your first episode was you and your wife.
Yeah.
It was really cute. You guys were talking and talking all kinds of baby talk to each other, I think. And and I said, this guy's the third guy. Let me reach out to him.
Oh.
And he was super cool. I thought you were not going to, answer me back. and you were totally down for it. And since then, we became really good friends, and we're still friends.
Yeah.
That's very rare in this field or in Hawaii in general. Sometimes,
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, one thing that I wanted to get out of podcasting was meeting new people as well.
Yeah.
Or just reaching out. Just wanted to do something for the community, but I also wanted to like link up with people. So I mean, that was crazy that out of nowhere you typed in Hawaii podcast. You found me for some reason. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I bought it myself on Apple Podcast to rank higher. I don't know what I did.
Well, let me give you a follow-up question. What did you think when I first reached out? Were you like, shady?
I was surprised.
You were surprised? Okay.
I was surprised. I knew you were legit because of the length of your message.
Yeah.
Because usually if it's a shady thing, it's probably going to be something real small and not very informational. But I was like, I saw this novel, right, from you, and I was like, oh, this guy's legit. He's not some shady guy. So then it actually, for me, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The length, but I'll know, like, depending on maybe how much how much they talk. Then I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe this is great. I was kind of I was surprised at first because at that time I was kind of just starting to explore outside of my friends in terms of podcasting.
Okay.
And I was kind of reaching. What was funny was the day when I recorded with you was the day after I came back from
your trip.
My trip.
I remember.
In Seattle, and I was already kind of establishing, more like, okay, I'm gonna start reaching out with others and getting them on. But and then I actually did podcasts in Seattle.
Yeah, I
and
remember.
Oregon.
I remember that.
So, and you're one of the first people that actually reached out and said, "Hey, you want to do a podcast together?"
Yeah.
And it was foreign to me because I was thinking, why am I interesting?
Yeah.
I don't feel that interesting.
You're an interesting guy.
Well, thank you.
If I'm the survivor, you're the most interesting guy in Hawaii podcasting land.
Hey, well,
yeah. So
I'm honored. I'm honored that I'm the most interesting guy there.
But I did, I think one thing that maybe people can learn from that is the way I approach.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people don't always approach the right way. Mm-hmm. So first of all, people get DMs all the time like, hey, I can give you 50,000 more followers. Or you get those messages, right?
Yeah. You get a lot of them.
We're already trained to automatically just delete or not even look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to start off with an aloha Gavin,
mm-hmm.
because I wanted you to know that I'm from Hawaii.
All right.
I didn't want you to think I'm from India or whatever, right? Nothing wrong with being from there.
Even if you were from India, I probably would have.
Yeah, you would still get the aloha. But the aloha is like, like, okay, this guy, look, if he's not local, he at least took the time to understand that I'm local.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at greeting aloha. After that, I write my novel because I you don't want to just come off as, hey, want to do my podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who are you, right? Janet Jackson once said, what have you done for me lately? It's a great quote, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I want to tell you how much I admire your podcast, what you do. You want it to be authentic. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are trying to slide into the DMs and reach out and make connections. Mm-hmm. Make sure that your message is actually legit and genuine, and it's not just, hey, hi, want to be on a podcast? Okay. So I try to make it authentic as I could, and I do that for everyone. And luckily, you said yes, or we wouldn't be here right now.
Of course. I mean,
be on some other podcast.
we won't have mentioned any other names, but yeah, I'm very honored, and that kind of goes with even other podcasters too. I'm very honored when people reach out to have me on, just because for one thing, I really don't feel like I'm an interesting guy, but I mean,
still is. He's the most interesting man in Hawaii podcasting.
Yeah, well, that's
gonna be your new label, by the way.
Well, interesting is a double-edged sword, because I could be a good kind of interesting, or a bad kind of interesting.
Well,
But if you want to do like a a triple threat kind of sword,
yeah.
then there's the weird interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know where that leads to. But
Well, that comes with a tone, right?
yeah.
Interesting. You can always tell if it's a good or bad interesting based on how the person said it towards you.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell them something, they're like, interesting. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
But the bad one is when they go, interesting.
Huh.
That is not good interesting.
Tone.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all in the tone and how you deliver it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like promos, for wrestling, right?
Oh, yeah.
How they say something like, "How was your day today?" Or, "Oh, how was your day today?"
Yeah.
Or, "Oh, how was your day today?"
Yeah, it's the tone.
The tone.
It's all about the tone.
It's interesting.
Now, that was a good interesting.
That
right?
was a good.
That was a good tone.
One thing that's interesting is that I do use interesting a lot, especially when
We already used it like 8 times in the past 2 minutes.
we did,
Yeah.
which is great. We could do an interesting counter.
Yeah.
You can add that one as well.
There you go.
When I work, when something strange shows up, I always put interesting in the chat.
You do. Now that I think of it, you do use interesting a lot.
I just like the word.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
interesting is also a way to buy you time,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, you found out about somebody, you're like, interesting. Because
Yeah.
you're trying to think of what to say next.
Yeah.
Interesting is like an
Well, because I don't want to say like strange or I don't want to put
Yeah.
in text. I want to
Yeah.
put something more elaborate. I don't want to put like strange or weird. I want to say interesting.
I'm going to go with that.
Because my coworkers might watch this and they might be like, "That's why he uses interesting," right?
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
add that to the counter as well. That one.
I'm going with it.
But they might think like, I use that because I don't want to say like, "Oh, it's a good kind of strange" or "it's a bad kind of strange." I just want to use it as a thinker, like interesting, and then they can interpret it as if it's good or if it's bad.
Yeah.
But for me, it's more of a in between.
Grammar 101, ladies and gentlemen. Give
Yep.
him a hand. Grammar 101.
Hey, thank you.
Very good. The
Thank
most
you.
interesting man in Hawaii podcasting land.
Well, the legend himself, Damon Trevor.
Who are you talking about? Legend?
You.
Is there some? Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, that makes you really interesting as well.
Well, interesting comes in different forms.
You do have some interesting stories, though. I must say. I don't know how much you want to disclose on that.
I'm an open book, especially after 2 cups of orange juice. Let me tell you. You want to talk about whatever you want to talk about? I am open, Gavin.
I mean, we could.
What is in this thing?
We'll see if we get to the kidney stone.
Oh man, that's whoo. Let me tell you.
But first, I want to talk about so recently you came out and you said you're taking you're
Took a break.
discontinuing your podcast for now,
Yeah.
and then you take a break off of like social media,
Yeah.
just to kind of refresh your brain. First of all, how was the break?
Break was great. It's not as hard as people might think it is. Yeah, I found myself, and I think the one thing I've matured over time, and one of the things I've learned is to take responsibility for my actions. If I'm behaving a certain way, I got to nip that in the bud right away. Because if you don't nip it in the bud, then you start blaming others. You start making like it's other people's fault. No, it's your attitude, your behavior. You got to own it. You got to take responsibility for it. And I found myself getting really negative. In the fitness space, there's a lot of beautiful people. I mean, I know you can't tell by looking at me, but there's a lot of beautiful people. And it's very easy to compare yourself, I mean, these guys are doing videos without their shirt on. I would never do that. So after a while, I think this is a good lesson too for women, because I know women battle with these, with insecurities, comparisons, and all that. Guys go through it too. We might not be as vocal about it, but hey, when our stomach is hanging out a little bit too much, we don't feel good, about ourselves sometimes, and we know we have to do something about it. So I found myself getting negative. I found myself looking at other trainers' posts or thinking, that person doesn't deserve to have 10,000 followers. I've been doing this since 1999. So I come up with all these things, and I said, you know what, Damon, you're being toxic. You got to take a break. And this is me talking to myself. And I said, no, you got to take a break. Every time I would catch myself looking at a post, it was almost like a hater. I would look at a post, and I would keep scrolling down more on their posts just so I can judge them. I was doing all this crazy stuff. I was a hater. And you got to catch yourself when you become a hater. A lot of you are haters right now. You're just in denial. So I said, okay, let's take a break. This is also a good time, as you know from breaks, to almost reinvent yourself and do something different, come back fresh. You can't just take a break and come back the same. So I took a break. I started working out in the morning. I would get up at 5:30 in the morning, and man, I loved it, the sun rising up on the beach and you doing a workout. Oh, I felt so good. It was Baywatch all over again. I was like, man, I had the Enya in my earphones and everything. But I had this time to really reflect and just be real with myself and just started loving myself again. Because I really did go through some insecurities. A lot of you can probably relate to this. The pandemic did a number on us. I mean, right now, like I'm sitting away from the table because I don't want my stomach to push it. Right?
Oh, it's okay.
So, but I gained weight.
The stomach is fine. It'll forgive you.
I gained weight, and there were things that I was insecure about. So I also had to deal with that too. So this break was more for me to take ownership for my my behavior, to change it, to evolve and reinvent myself, do something different, come back better than ever. And that's what I did.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, talking about like, with fitness trainers and stuff like that, even posting, because a lot of them, I've seen a video about this where maybe some girls, they turn a certain way and it doesn't show like stretch marks, certain things, or even guys, with their abs. Honestly, some of their abs is not really solid. It's not real good muscle because you can punch them and then they already get sore. Maybe because they didn't drink enough water. They didn't hydrate themselves. So a lot of like social media is that self-image kind of stuff. It's very revealing.
It's a highlight reel of you. It's
right.
A highlight reel.
Yeah. And in the person's feed, it could be something like, oh, this is exactly what I want to show.
Yeah.
And then in the tagged photos, and I did, it's funny, I did a sermon on this before about how they did tagged photos versus what you put on your news feed, right? And I told the kids, I was like, hey, what you put on the news feed is what you put on. That's what you want to show them. You want to show them your best.
Yeah.
But when you're tagged on it, it's usually some ugly face or something, or like, oh, I didn't put enough makeup, or it's a real blurry photo.
That meme, yeah.
And then people, and then you're like, oh, I don't really like that part of myself.
Yeah.
But then it's like that consistency, like even when I'm tagged, am I showing my best self in terms of my news feed? So
yeah, in
some ways, these other people that are fitness trainers and stuff, they could be doing their best news feed. But then when you see their tagged photos, it's maybe something else, Yeah,
it's not what they put out.
Right.
People put out what they want to portray.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always we've all done this before. We've gone somewhere. We've gone out with friends or family, and we've taken pictures.
Yeah,
we will only pick the picture that we look best in. Even if our friend is like with the eyes closed, smiling like that, we're like, it's okay. I look good in it, right? And it's okay. It's okay to look good and put out good pictures of yourself, but you also gotta put out things that are real. And I think for the small group of followers that I do have, I think they respect the realness. When I can call myself out for being toxic, who does that? Usually people will talk about themselves in a better light, but I'm over here saying, yeah, I'm toxic, I'm negative. I had to really straighten up my act. And I think people can appreciate the realness. Yeah.
Even with your videos too. during your break, or not during your break, but during when you were living in your car.
Yeah.
And you've done a ton of videos, motivational stuff, or stuff that was on your mind, stuff that was bugging you. You know, I think a lot of people responded to that in a good way, in a positive way, because they were like, "Hey, here's Damon. He's putting himself out here, regardless of the hate. He's putting himself, what he actually thinks." And I think that's people got to respect that.
You know, I've been doing Instagram now for, I think 2013 I started, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really go back, by the way, I posted like 3,000 something posts. So I probably wouldn't recommend going back unless you're really bored. But I've grown a lot. I've seen myself really mature over time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you look at my posts from even 3 years ago, there are some things that I kind of regret. Like, you know, you should never put down other people. You should never act toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole social media experience for me has been a growing process. I've seen myself really mature over time. If you look at my content now, it's not only is it a lot cleaner and more focused on, I know what I want to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really real. I just can't do the selfies. I have a hard time doing that. Yeah.
But you can video yourself.
Yeah, I can video myself. So I think, you know, when we get into the whole comparison thing, when we start comparing ourselves to others,
Mm-hmm.
it's not all about beauty. It's not about how you look. You have to look at other qualities that you can offer.
Mm-hmm.
And I started thinking that way. I said, okay, I don't have this six pack like this guy. This guy looks great. I don't have this long hair, flowing hair.
You're not Fabio, right?
I'm not Fabio. But you know what? I got 15 years of experience as a personal trainer and knowledge that I can offer.
Mm-hmm.
I can be creative. I can do things that they can't do, and they can do things that I can't do. And that's perfectly fine. So it's not all about looks. It's not about comparing. You got to find what you're good at, I think, at the end of the day. Yeah.
And what you're happy about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got to love it. And if you don't love it, you got to leave it. And maybe you might have to come back at a later time.
Well, speaking about leaving, we could talk about you leaving your podcast for now.
Yeah.
You know, I always say for now. You know, you said you retired, but I'll just say for now because, you know, you have stuff in store. But you know what's the deal? Why'd you stop? I said you're a survivor. You're dying over here. What's going on?
Oh man, it's been over 2 years on the podcast, and it just wasn't fun anymore. I love podcasting. Don't get me wrong, but the thing that no one talks about with podcasting, and I promise no one ever talks about this, is actually the process of actually getting the guests. You have to email them, DM them, right? Hey, my name is Damon, and again, I pour out my heart just like I did to you. Hey, you want to be? Really love you. You know, saw you the other day. Yeah. So I said hi the other day. That was me. You know, I left the rose on your car. But anyway, yeah, this process of finding a guest and then reaching out to them, and then I felt like it was high school all over again. I kept getting rejected. Like girl after girl just rejected.
Yeah, well, poor girls, you know.
Yeah,
like
well,
we were saying.
Yeah, I don't know where they are at this moment, but they're not here anymore. But I think that's what made podcasting not fun anymore. It was like I reach out to these people, and mind you, these are like some of my idols. These are people that now these are not people that's not within reach. These are like locally, so they can answer back. You know, I'm not going to get disappointed because David Hasselhoff didn't return my DM.
Fabio.
Yeah, of course, or Fabio, right? I understand they have millions of followers.
Yeah.
But I would reach out to these people, and I just didn't get what I wanted. You know, I got kind of the runaround. So I said, this isn't fun anymore. I'm really hating this process. But I love the process of podcasting where you interview like this, and you get to have a conversation. You get to play a game maybe. I love that fun stuff. But it just wasn't fun anymore. That's really what happened. Yeah.
And, you know, talking about the process of, like, getting people out. So when you reached out to me, we talked about it earlier in this podcast.
Yeah.
But when I saw that novel, I knew, I was like, I know the struggle. I think I understood that. Because, I mean, you know, I've done that before. I've had rejection. But, you know, I know how that feels. So I think for when you did that, I instantly related and I said, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. By the way, millennials call it novel.
Yeah.
Older people call it a letter.
Well,
Yeah. The attention span of millennials is very short. So
well,
he,
hey,
he
it's
looked
good.
at it, he was like, oh my gosh.
It's good that I read a novel. You know?
Just be real. You only read Aloha Gavin, and then the ending. Thank you, Damon. That's all you read.
I did read the middle. Hey, you know, they talk about that with shows, right? They talk about, or with movies. People remember the retention of it. They remember the beginning,
Yeah.
a little bit of the middle, whatever they can pick out, and then most of the end.
They skim.
They skim.
They skim through it. Yeah.
Yeah. They spark notes.
Yeah.
Maybe they spark notes the text messages they get sometimes, or the the DMs they get. But yeah, you know, for something like this, I understood. I read through the whole thing. I actually, with DMs, I read top to bottom.
Yeah.
You know, because I understand the process.
Yeah.
You know, not to get too into it, but I have a little bit of an easier time now, I think, with DM. I've learned to shorten it a bit,
Yeah.
make it more concise, just to get people on the show or something.
Well, let's ask you a question.
Okay.
If they want to reach out to you and they want to be on your podcast, what do you recommend? What do you recommend their approach being? Like, what will just turn you off automatically, and you'd be like, don't want to even deal with this person? What should they do?
Oh, you know, that's an interesting question, because I'm pretty open, but that's a personality thing.
Yeah.
So even if they did something real short, hey, can you be on my podcast?
Okay.
I'll probably check them out and see what they do, and then I'll be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You know, but like, even with something like long like that, I think for me it's a little easier for me to ease into that, because I feel their heart pouring out, you know, their heart and soul pouring out
Just
into
let
it.
me be on, Gavin, please.
You know, and I'm just like, okay, just whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will say, there have been some people that maybe have reached out and were like, hey, can I be on your show and stuff like that. And I got to be honest, I have turned away some people just because.
That's how you know you've made it to the top of the Hawaii podcasting world.
No.
That's how you know when you're really interesting.
No. and you know what? A lot of podcasters are not afraid to say that.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to come off too snobbish. But the thing is, for me, it's a connection, right?
Yeah.
If I connect with the person that is doing something, like for me, when connecting with you, I knew from like what you were doing, I was like, this guy's real pushing it. He's really reaching out there. Of course, I'm gonna have him on the show.
Yeah.
You know, why not support someone that's doing that? Not some other guy that's just like, hey, can I be on your show?
And you gotta have the right intentions.
Yeah, have the right intentions
Yeah,
too.
that's true.
So, I'm not afraid to say that. Like, I'm not gonna drop any names, but I had some people that asked me to be on.
The Rock.
Well, The Rock didn't reach out.
Oh.
But if he did, yeah, sure.
Joe Rogan.
He didn't reach out either.
Okay.
Well,
I was trying to help you.
shout
Gavin.
out, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. But, yeah. So, you know, in a lot of ways, I think with podcasters, there just needs to be a connection too. I mean,
Yeah.
especially with guests, you don't want to bring on someone that you don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Specifically, some people might be from your past. You might know them, right? I'm speaking from experience, but maybe they'll reach out and they're from my past, and I'm like, I don't know.
But there's also a difference between them wanting to be on your podcast and them wanting you to be on theirs.
True.
Right? I think it's a little bit easier if they want you to be on their podcast. I think so.
Yeah, for
They're
me,
legit interested.
yeah. If they want me to be on their podcast, then yeah, I'm very open to it.
Yeah.
But for
I guess.
for them saying, let me be on your podcast, like if they approach me like that, that's a little weird to me. It's a little sketchy, because then it's like,
I agree.
okay, well, what's the reasons for it? You know what I mean?
Why?
Why are you reaching out to me over years of not knowing me? You know, 10 plus years, blah blah blah. Like what's the deal now? It's funny because like someone like you, I warmed up to you quicker than I warmed up to people I maybe knew in the past, and they were like, "Hey, let me be on your show," you know.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the intention, the approach. You know, I think you have a great approach. I think you approach people well. I think it just people think a little differently, you know.
Yeah, everybody's different, you know. Thank God I don't have to go through that anymore.
and they have a different vibe. I mean, like for me, like I said, I'm pretty open with anybody or anything. So, and that comes from years of experience. I'm not saying I'm old. I'm not old in any way.
Not as old as me.
You're probably younger, you know.
Yeah, I'll take that. Where's that dollar?
What happened to the other dollars? They just disappeared.
But you guys are missing on connecting. Like I said, I reached out to Gavin, right? Gavin didn't reach out to me. And he said yes. And look at where we are today, right? It's been about 2 to 3 years, I think, right? Give or take. You know, so don't always, I guess, be not always cautious or leery. Like, give people a chance, you know. If connect with people, because that's what social media is about. It's about being social in the media realm, right? But if we never connected, we wouldn't be friends to this day. And Gavin has done a lot for me, and he's been there many times when I needed him. So I'm happy I reached out. So
and same goes for you. You're here now. You know.
I'm here.
You know, the legend himself.
I don't know about
Mr. Aloha.
I don't know about legend. But,
well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're a star. You've been on the news before too.
A couple of times. A few times.
This guy's so modest, son.
Who's counting?
Well, you know.
5 times. Who's counting?
I put on makeup. I had a makeup crew, you know. Went in the trailer, you know, powder a little bit, you know.
I'm happy that anyone will have me on. I'm very honored. So, you gotta be. If somebody asks you to be on, like, that's an honor. That means they're truly interested in you. How could you not, right? So I say yes to any interview. This might be my last one for a long time because I only have my friends ask me on. I don't have anyone else who thinks I'm truly interesting, but I'll take it. Hey, whenever I can.
Hey, you know what? After this podcast, because of the amount of times we said interesting and the fact that I said you're a legend and a survivor, ultra marathon.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Let me just say this again, guys. Ultra marathon by himself. You know?
Interesting.
This guy is going to swim to different islands from Oahu. All right? I'm going to be on the boat. You can join me on the boat, you know?
A lot of you are wondering, what is an ultra marathon? Ultra marathon is anything over 26 miles.
Well,
anything over marathon distance, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
So I forgot, when did you begin your race? Was it like 5 o'clock in the morning? 4?
It was at about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so Ala Beach Park, for those who are local, Ala Beach Park all the way to Eva Beach and back. Don't ever do that. Don't ever. Kids, don't do drugs.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the DARE. Shout out to the DARE program. Don't do drugs. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So how do you pace yourself for something like that?
You know it's going to be a long day going into it.
Yeah.
And let me just say that music and podcasts are awesome. That kept me going through the whole thing. You know, because you figure 20 miles to go one way, 20 miles to come back. It's a long day. Like, I left at 5 in the morning when it was still dark. I came back at 7:30, 7:45 at night. Okay? Count the hours. Do the math. That's a lot. But the things I do, and I think that's what makes me unique in my own... Interesting, right?
We'll stick with the theme.
I'm not Fabio. I don't have the hair. I don't have the body. But, man, I am one weird, crazy cat. And I will do things so that hopefully people can get motivated off of it. You know, they can do their own birthday challenges. It doesn't have to be an ultra marathon.
It could be food.
Right?
They can eat.
They can drink 40 glasses of orange juice. By the way, what is in this orange juice? This is so good, Kelsey. What is the brand? Like,
well, you know, Nature Valley.
Nature Valley? This is some really good orange juice.
Florida, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Straight
it's
from
so
Florida.
Good. So yeah, you try to do things to motivate others. At least that's what I do, and that's how I did the ultra marathon.
Yeah, because pacing yourself through something like that the whole day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exhausting. And also,
Mentally
exhausting. I mean, you could probably, like, at any point you could have just quit.
Yeah.
You know, but the fact that you made it all the way through, that makes you a legend.
The secret is to put it out on social media, to talk smack ahead of time. That's what I did. I was like, look, listen, on my 40th birthday, I'm gonna do 40 ultramarathon. I'm gonna do the
40
marathon.
40 ultramarathons. Whoa.
I'm gonna do 40 miles.
Hey, you're a legend. Let's not overdo it. You know?
But I think if you put yourself out there, now you're accountable to everyone that you mouthed off to, and that's what I like to do. I like to put myself out there, so now I have to deliver. I got people expecting me. I got friends and clients waiting out on the course. They're waiting for me. Now I have to deliver, and I have to put my money where my mouth is, right? So that's what helped me get through it. The clients, my friends, they were all on the course. There was at least 8-10 people out there.
Oh.
And whenever I was about to give up, someone just came out of the blue, I swear. I'm like, wait a minute, you just came out of the bushes. What? And
you were stalking me through this whole thing.
You were stalking me. I had one client, like, with heels on. Like, I passed by her work, and she followed me for, like, at least 5 miles with heels. So part of what I do and part of my success is my clients, my friends, family. Life doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
So can't do it all by myself. Yeah.
And it's gotten you through a lot of stuff. I mean, you even talked about the dedication of your clients, your friends, your family. Even when we did the podcast about you, talking about you coming out of houselessness.
Oh, the one you made me cry like
the
3 times.
The one I mean,
yeah,
I cried
that was
too.
really fun, Gavin.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even drink that day, and I still cried. You know what I mean? I think I was emotional too.
We both cried like little girls on that podcast.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
Well, big women. Let's just say
big women.
We cried like big women.
One of them is a really big, ugly woman. That's me.
Oh, but, he's talking about big G over here. You know what I mean?
Man, we cried on that podcast. That was a really good interview.
Yeah, that was great. That was great that I got you to cry.
I know, because that's let's face it, if you're a podcaster, you don't want to admit it. It is gold. It is content gold if you get your guest to cry. That's what Gavin did. I was like a little... Whew.
It was right over the edge too, because I felt it. I was like, oh, I think I got him right here.
And you just kept like punching in there. I was like, ooh.
And I had everything set. I didn't know you was gonna cry.
Yeah.
I didn't think you was gonna cry.
I didn't know I was gonna cry either.
I thought you were just gonna be very like appreciative and just speechless. But then when I hit the mark, I knew. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get him right here. I'm gonna get him, and I'm gonna cry too. We'll cry together.
You got me. We were a wreck.
Yep.
In the last 10-15 minutes.
That was great.
Oh my gosh, that's podcasting gold right there.
That was great. I loved it.
Yeah, good times. We gotta do it again sometime.
Yeah, maybe I'll spike your drink. Maybe
I think you already did because I'm feeling a little high right now.
Well, I mean,
yeah. Still don't know who that guy is next to you.
I mean, your eyes are a little watery too. I mean, you know,
man.
you might cry here. I don't know.
Did I mention this is some good orange juice? Did I mention that?
Well, Florida, you know.
Okay,
Florida.
The best in Florida.
Yep. Florida's best. You know how they have Seattle's best? They got Florida's best orange juice.
This is my second cup already. Like, we're going, man.
Well, I got some good orange juice too. Mine's definitely spiked because I spiked it myself. The proportions of spiked to orange juice, I think I made a little bit more on spiked.
I think so. We're still able to talk though. Everything's going great.
Well, this is great. This is an experiment for me.
Yeah.
Because there was one podcast I did with my professor. This is the funny one. I did, and people can look back. I did a podcast with my professor, Professor Keanui. Shout outs to him.
I remember that one. I listened to that one.
What'd you think?
I listened to three episodes before I contacted you.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to be ignorant and just contact you, be like, oh, I love your podcast, never listened to one. I remember first episode, you and Kelsey, right?
Okay.
You guys were talking about something with the school, something in the school, something that was sketchy. I'm not even going to go into it.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk about it.
Yeah, well, it's a family show.
She doesn't want to talk about that.
We're not trying to relive the past.
This is not a family show, Damon. There's no families watching this.
You never know, Gavin.
Hey,
There might be some Christian family out there just watching.
I mean, I've already sworn in the past once, so it's okay.
Well, I watched that. I watched The Professor. I've watched at least, I gotta say, like maybe 5 to 7 episodes of your podcast.
Oh, okay.
I am legit like a fan of yours. So.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, going back to the Professor one, I drank 7 glasses of wine, and that
Wow.
wasn't planned.
Yeah.
That wasn't planned. We were just drinking casually. I only wanted to drink maybe a glass
Yeah.
of wine, but then we just kept drinking, and I lost track. Like, I might have even drank more than 7 glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I just kept drinking, and honestly, I'm not a heavy drinker, but my professor is.
Yeah.
We went to his house. We recorded there. He has like all this alcohol and stuff. I'm like, you're crazy, dude. But that's why you're a marketing teacher, because you got all this alcohol. And we drank. And I thought it was a really good episode,
Yeah.
especially for me not like going or whatever, and saying all kinds of weird stuff. And I was like, oh, I could think of concise stuff while drinking. So I was like, oh, maybe I should experiment and try drinking before my podcast and see what happens. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, you're seeing a guy next to me. I don't know who this is. That could be my long lost relative. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's the orange juice.
Could be another Sugai,
Yeah.
who made orange juice before. That's sure.
It's crazy.
I'm just kind of relaxing here. There's a point when I drink. There's a point. I'll drink enough to where like I'll start sweating and get like real red and stuff, and then I'll hit a plateau where I'm like, I can't go over that.
Oh, you can't go anymore.
I can't go. No matter how much I drink, I can't like tip over. Like, oh, I'm real drunk.
Yeah.
It just kind of hits a plateau where I'm like, that's where I'm at, and then I don't feel hot anymore. I feel cold after that.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Wow. I wouldn't even know. I can't even relate to alcohol. I got drunk once in my life.
Oh, okay.
In Las Vegas, of course.
So, what were you drinking? Do you remember?
It was at Coyote Ugly.
And,
Yeah,
okay.
and they had this drink a little bit bigger than this mic actually. Maybe 2 of these mics. I'm sorry.
Wow.
It was called Torque, which is already a bad sign already. If it's called Torque, you should not be inhaling it or consuming it.
Torque, if it's French.
Could have been Torque, yeah.
Torque.
and I thought, oh, cool, right? I'm like 22, 21 maybe, possibly.
Okay.
And I was with my brother and his girlfriend, and the running joke is I was high-fiving everyone. I went on top. This was my first time drunk. I think I never really talked about this, so I'm giving you some exclusive content here. Because I know how
tears?
podcasting is.
No tears? We'll
I
talk
might
about
cry
you
at
drinking.
the end. I might. I actually did cry at the end. I don't know if I should mention that, but alcohol took me through a high and a low, and I think that was my only time drunk. It was New Year's Eve. Fireworks were going off in Vegas on the top of the hotel buildings. I went to climb up on the wall, and that's the point where I realized I was drunk because everything started spinning around me. The whole Vegas strip was like. I was like, whoa, I think this is what they call drunk.
You sure it's not vertigo?
No, that was Torque. That was Torque? That was Coyote Ugly.
Torque. Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, and that was my only time drunk, and I high-fived people along the strip. I don't know what happened.
I could have been there. I could have high-fived
you could have been one of those people that high-fived me. Yeah, I high-fived a whole bunch of people. But that's the infamous story, and that's the only time I got drunk.
So did you say you cried at that?
Oh, you still want to go there? You still want to go there? Okay, well, let's go there. I was supposed to meet a girl at that time.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it's just like MySpace days. Remember MySpace? Yeah, so we met. No, we were supposed to meet, but then I was with my brother and his girlfriend, and then we didn't end up meeting. So I call her up on my my Nokia cell phone at the time. And shout out to Nokia, right? That worm game was unbelievable back then. That thing was fire. And I remember going on the phone with her, and I started she was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't believe you didn't even meet me. I'm in Vegas." She started crying. I started tearing up. I didn't know what was going on. I was in the back of a bus, and I experienced the low of alcohol, and then we ended up meeting up actually. So it was a happy ending. Yeah, we saw each other. It was
okay.
good.
So how long were you guys? So you guys met up,
We met up. Yeah.
right? Was it only for that time you were in Vegas, or did you guys meet up after?
Nope, that was the only time. Yeah.
Okay.
And we went our separate ways after, but she was a really good person, and we became good friends after.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, so it was a happy ending, but it's just funny how I was high-fiving one moment, and I was just crying the other on the phone. So that's my experience with alcohol.
Okay, you know what? I'll tell you the only time I've cried while drinking. Because you told that story. I'll tell my story. So,
I'm seeing if it's true. I'm watching Kelsey's reaction.
well, I don't know if she knows this story.
But awkward.
Went to Zanzibar one night. I don't know if you guys remember Zanzibar nightclub.
Now you're dating yourself.
Well, you know,
But at least you're dating.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was with a friend. I was with two friends. I was the wingman that night, right? And I wasn't supposed to drive. I just wanted to drink. I had someone else who was the designated driver.
D2.
They turned out to be D2 in another way. They were the drunk driver.
Oh.
But I drank more than all of them. I drank more than both my friends. But I decided, I'll be wingman, right? I'm loose enough. I can do this. Kelsey,
What up?
do you like beef?
Yeah.
Do you like Japanese Wagyu beef? Guys, if you said yes to both of these questions, let me tell you something. You guys need to hit up Easy Wagyu 808, right? This is no joke. Kelsey, tell us more about them.
Yeah, so Easy Wagyu 808 sell these amazing Japanese Wagyu steaks, even Australian Wagyu,
Really?
caviar,
Oh my
even
gosh.
uni.
Oh my God.
And they're at very affordable prices.
Oh my God.
And even when you purchase one of these Japanese Wagyu steaks, you get a certificate of authenticity confirming that it is an official Wagyu steak from Japan.
Get out of here. What the heck? Guys, let me tell you something. I have some really good news for you. If you DM Easy Wagyu 808 and you use my promo code KSP4, you will get an additional $5 off per pound of all Japanese Wagyu products. That means if he was discounting Japanese Wagyu beef for maybe like $10 off per pound, you use KSP4, you will get an additional $5 off. That means $15 off per pound for these awesome Japanese Wagyu products. Can you believe
That's
that?
a steal.
Crazy.
And they're so delicious. Just, mouth watering. You gotta try it at least once.
Guys, you want to tap into this amazing deal? All you need to do is DM Easy Wagyu 808. That's EZWAGYU 808. Use promo code KSP4. Yeah. Well, this is weird because we're getting back into it after technical difficulties, but
Yeah.
I mean, whatever,
It's okay.
I mean, if people notice the cut, then
It's podcasting. That's what it is.
whatever, Stallone cut.
That's
Anyway,
what makes you one of the best in the Hawaii podcasting world. Is you can just
just stop.
come back and
Just stop, David.
make a comeback anytime. That's how good you are.
Oh, I'm not.
Go on. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Add that to the counter. I said interesting before.
Yeah.
I noticed every time I say interesting now.
There's gonna be a counter, I believe. Maybe when you guys edit this.
No, we'll see.
My guess is 22 at this point. 25 maybe. around
We'll
there.
see. If people want to guess how many times you say interesting
Yeah.
by the end of this podcast, you put it in the comment. Maybe we'll put a prize.
Yeah.
Orange juice,
From Florida.
spiked orange juice, and
Yeah.
then regular orange juice.
Yeah. Or
We'll put
maybe one of these. Maybe
with orange juice.
Yeah. Kampai Sugai shot glass.
Yeah.
Put in the comments.
Yeah. Put it in the comments.
Do it now.
And if you get it wrong, well, it sucks to be you.
Yeah.
At least you tried.
You'll be never heard of again. Much like my exes.
It's very interesting. Interesting. Hey, I just made it harder for you. Anyway, going back to the story. So we're going to Zanzibar. This is before Zanzibar became an interesting bar. And you can add that to the counter there too. But Zanzibar at the time was kind of like, it was a big time. It was a big time club, even when I was in, kind of like my post high school days, it was still pretty good. But went to Zanzibar. A couple of my friends from church, by the way.
Oh.
And we met up with a friend of a friend. It was funny because I didn't mean to meet her. She actually saw me and noticed me and was like, "You're so and so's friend." I don't want to drop any names.
Yeah.
He might be watching this. But
John.
John. Okay, John.
Yeah.
John's friend pointed me out. Hey, you're Gavin. And I was like, yeah, that is me. This is me after drinking like 99 bananas. I don't know if you guys know what that drink is, but it's a dangerous drink. I like it because it tastes like banana, but it's a very strong drink. So 99 bananas. I drank it straight, by the way. I drank the whole bottle.
Yeah.
So anyway, going back to it. She noticed me, and I was like, wow, crazy. Notice me, senpai. That's crazy. How did you do that? Anyway, my friend had the hots for her.
Yeah.
It was fine. He had the hots for her. Go after her. She brought a friend who was, at the time we use the term, we call it grenade.
Okay.
Maybe I thought of the term.
Another millennial term.
Maybe it's a millennial
Much
term.
like novel.
Yeah, novel, grenade.
Yeah.
The grenade in this situation was someone who was just adamant, like, oh, don't come too close to my friend. I don't care who you are. I'm gonna pull you away. I know your tricks. Blah blah blah.
Oh.
But she responded very well because I was handling the grenade. My friend was like, I need you to deal with it. I was like, I got it. I'll deal with the grenade. I'll take the explosion.
Yeah.
So me and another friend, we just talked story with her, and we got along very well, while my friend was trying to hook up with this other girl, and he didn't get anything at the end of the night. He didn't get a number. It was crazy because I got the number.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't even trying to get with this person, I was far away from them.
Legend. That's a legend, ladies and gentlemen.
No, Survivor.
Yeah. When you throw around the term legend,
I'm not a legend.
that's the legend.
Stop it.
Okay.
Stop it. I'm
Go
not
on.
a legend.
Go on.
But I will say Survivor. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm a Survivor. So, went to Leaky Leaky Drive-In after.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Leaky Leaky Drive-In.
Yeah.
So we went from Zanzibar. He drove. One of my friends drove. He was drunk because he was running all the red lights.
Oh, man.
And this is like 2 o'clock in the morning. We went to Leaky Leaky Drive-In. Ate there. I had to use the bathroom before we left. And you could tell he was kind of aggravated. He's pounding on the tables and stuff like that. And I was like, I told my other friend, let's just say his name is Matt.
Yeah.
Told my friend Matt, said, hey, we can't.
It's really Sean.
It's close. It's not actually. I told my friend Matt, I said, hey, I can't trust him to drive us. But I can trust myself. I know myself. Even though I drank more than you guys, drank twice as much as you guys.
You can control it.
I trust myself to know what to do in these type of situations. So he left. I decided to do push-ups in the bathroom or jumping jacks because one thing about like drinking, I'm not advising people to drink and drive. Don't do this. But if you're in a situation like this, you want to get your heart rate back up. You want to try to find ways to kind of speed up your metabolism a little bit.
Interesting.
So, I did jumping jacks, I did push-ups, and I sobered up real quick. Even though I drank twice as much as they did, drank 99 bananas, drank tons of shots, I did the works.
Maybe the endorphins kicked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, we get to the car. He's in the driver's seat. One of my friends, John, he's in the driver's seat.
John.
And he's real adamant about driving us. I said, hey, you can't drive us. You can't do this. You're going to kill both of us.
Yeah.
You know, and then he's like, no, you're not driving. You drank way more than us. Screw you, blah, 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 blah. He said more swear words, but
Yeah.
I said, no, you can't do this. You're going to kill Matt.
Awkward.
Said his name, but hey, you know, there's a lot of Mikes in the world.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Matt,
John.
Mike.
You guys following along, right? Sean. Okay.
There's another person. Dylan.
Dylan.
I'll just say Mike. Sorry.
Thank God for editing.
Nah, it's okay. Screw it.
It's over. Yeah.
Well, since I got his name out, Mike. Anyway, we can't put Mike in this situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I told Mike I was gonna get him home safely. I promised him this. I promised you I was gonna get you home safely. So let's just make sure we're home. And then he's like, oh no, I'm gonna screw you. I gave him a hug. I started crying. I said, hey, you can't do this. You know, I don't want to do this to Mike. I don't want to kill him. I don't want all of us to die. Trust me, I'll drive us home. And I drove all of us home. He got in the passenger seat. I said, you just be my eyes, right? I'll drive. We'll be fine. We got home, and they lived in separate cities. I lived in Kailua at the time. So I was able to get all of us home at separate cities and got us home. And they said, and then the next day I woke up.
In time for church.
Well, the next, well, this was a Friday night. So
Okay. That would have been a great story, a great ending.
I mean, there's some interesting stories about church too. Anyway, you know, I called them. I said, hey, how was my driving? Right? You know, the bumper stickers. How was my driving?
Right?
Yeah.
You
You know? And they said, you drove on speed limit. They said it was amazing. They never seen anything like it. I was like, well, that's great. That's great. I mean, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I have no idea where I was going.
But, yeah. So, but from then on, I had a really hard time trusting people with, being a D squared. I ended up not drinking as much after that.
Yeah.
I decided to cut back on my drinking a ton because I used to drink quite a bit, at parties and stuff like that. And I was like, I know I could just drink and drive. It's not a healthy habit, because I mean, there's always a risk. Now, after that moment, I was like, screw it, I can't risk that. Even if I have a designated driver, I can't risk the fact that there's a situation that could be like that.
And you're in your early 20s.
Early 20s?
Right?
Yeah, I was 19.
Yeah.
18 or 19.
But we learn over time. We mature, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So from then on, I became kind of the designated driver. So DDD.
Yeah.
D.
Didn't even know there was such a thing.
Triple D. There's Triple H. There's Triple D. Right?
Yeah, Triple D. Wow.
So, yeah, that's my story. That was the only time I've cried while drinking. Other than that, yeah, I was happy-go-lucky.
I thought you were going to say that's the only time that you've cried. I would have been like, oh, well, you cried on the podcast that one time.
Well,
I was doing the interview.
That was during my Triple D times. You know what I mean? But yeah, I do have some interesting drinking stories, but that's not that could be for later episodes.
Oh yeah, the next guest for sure.
You're
gonna have somebody that's the owner of a pub or something.
A distillery.
It's gonna happen. Yeah.
No, who knows?
I wouldn't be as interesting to talk to about beer because I know nothing about it. Like you got me a little interested when you started saying push-ups. I was like, okay, I can. All right, jumping jacks, great. And you're like drinking. I was like, well, at least he did some exercise during that. So.
Well, there's a lesson in that with people with. So at least for me, I've done studies on this. I haven't done a trial and error stuff, but I've researched it a little bit.
Yeah.
About like if people had to like drink and then drive home, to get their heart rate up and stuff like that. Because the thing with like drinking, at least for me, slows down my heart rate, makes me more relaxed. Makes people want to sleep. So with getting kind of that boost, which is probably why I don't know why Kelsey's maybe I was gonna say she's crying. I don't know if she's crying.
No, she's cracking up. Yeah.
She's cracking
That's
up.
Legit cracking up.
Maybe she's crying while cracking up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, after I leave here, I just hope everything's okay. Yeah. I
Well,
hope I hope you didn't dig up any demons from the past with that story or anything.
Well, I hope you're okay too, because you were seeing people earlier, and I'm not really sure if this person was still here. Do you know their name?
No, I just know Sarah on the right side of you.
Sarah.
Yeah, right on the
Okay,
right
well,
side.
you know what? Speaking of Sarah, you know, yeah, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that later. There, you know. So one of my friends, here I am talking about it now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. One of my friends today, he posted about like dictionary names. You know, his name, and then he found the definition of it. I found mine. Very interesting. Urban Dictionary. You know,
Of course,
stuff.
Interesting.
I found yours too. I want to read yours.
Yeah,
too.
tell me. Tell me yours first.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, because I think mine's backwards is nomad, which makes total sense.
Well, you know what?
Because I'm one place to the next, to the next, to the next.
Well, mine backwards is Navag. So, so that's a little different. I'll read off the one with
shucks.
with Sarah, because
Okay.
you said Sarah.
Yeah. Tell me.
This is confirmation. You said Sarah, and I've seen Sarah here.
Really?
And I can act out Sarah as well.
Okay.
You know, and Samantha, that's the other girl. You know,
Did you say act out?
well, because they have lines.
Oh, they have lines. Okay.
You know, but for Gavin, the definition, right? This is Gavin with an E, by the way, because a lot of people spell it with an I.
You
They
guys
get
getting
it wrong.
with the I. It's
You
E.
know, I put it in my emails. I put it in my chat. You
Yeah.
know, put it in my bios. You know,
Learn how to read, people.
I throw the E at them,
Yeah.
and they still spell it with an I.
Ignorant.
Yeah,
Ignorant.
that starts with an I.
Yes,
Ignorant.
Yes.
E would stand for enigma. You know?
Enigma.
So for Gavin, well, I'll do it in a sensual voice because it's a little bit sensual.
Oh.
It says,
Can we get some music?
Gavin is a sexy man with gorgeous eyes and wild hair. I don't know if my hair is not wild.
It could be. It's just the hat.
No, it's just the hat.
Yeah, the
Pulls
hat
it down.
made it go down a little bit. Continue.
Shy when it comes to girls, but the best boyfriend a girl could have.
Where is this information? Where do you get it from?
I don't know. It could have been
Urban?
Sarah.
Oh, it's not Urban Dictionary.
This is Urban Dictionary.
Oh, okay.
But Sarah could have posted this.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's the post is by the I don't know if you can read this name on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
Well, anyway, going on. Gets emotional after a breakup and puts emotions first in a lot of situations. You know, with the situation with the drunk driving.
Yeah.
You know, put a lot of emotion into it. I put a lot of emotion into getting sobered up. You know, gotta get sobered up. Gotta do push-ups in the bathroom.
I can
Right.
relate to that.
Lost a few pounds there. You know.
Yeah, endorphins.
Endorphins. Shout out to the endorphins. A gold medal in kissing. Gavin tries to be his best while in a relationship and is kind to his fellow peers. I am pretty kind with my fellow peers.
That I will vouch for.
Yep. I don't know about this next part though. It says a great runner who has the stupidity to run until about to pass out. Maybe the passing out,
Yeah.
but I don't know about great runner.
It depends, though. It depends what is the context of running, because running can be different. A runner in a restaurant is a waiter, right? A runner isn't a runner in a restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they, maybe they do ultra marathons too.
Well, not that much. There's people who run away from their problems.
Yeah.
That's one. You could be a runner, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to mean you're Kenyan or you're Olympic, Like you could be a different kind of runner. I'm all for it.
Shout outs to Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
You know?
Insane.
Well, we can vouch for at least with, take a walk,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I will walk until I pass out.
You
know?
will. You'll take the one for the team.
I will. I'm great with my peers. When they tell me to walk, I'll walk up the hill.
You sure did.
You know,
Still got footage of it somewhere.
I'll
Hashtag take a walk.
Yeah. To go on, I'm very defensive apparently with when negative things are said about his girl. Yes, I am very defensive. You know, I like to defend Kelsey. I defend what she's doing. You know, acting, whatever. You know, I'm not very defensive of myself. If someone says, "Hey, you know what? You're not a great runner." Yeah, that's true.
Like, okay.
I'll take it. You know, I'm not a great runner. But when they say Kelsey's not a great runner, I'll go,
No.
"What are you talking about?"
No.
What are you talking about, brother?
Then you cut a promo.
Yeah, then I cut a promo. I go,
Tell you something.
let me tell you something, brother.
Those are actually a really good voice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I try to do voiceovers too.
That was really good.
We can talk about that.
I almost thought I was in the room with Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
I do a. I don't know if I want to do Moofy Hanneman's one, but I can do a Moofy Hanneman. Kelsey's laughing. Oh no, this is.
You want to try it though?
I don't know. Can
Go
I try
for
it?
it.
Well, let me.
Well, how about we give you something to say?
Well, okay. I'll finish this first. This first. Then I'll do Moofy. So that's the movie.
We know one person that won't be watching it.
I interviewed him, so it's okay.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
To go on, I will stick up for people who are in the lower ranks of popularity if being treated badly and make sure everyone has a friend. You know? I mean, I treat people, you know, lower ranks, higher ranks, middle ranks. You're high rank.
I don't know about that.
You know, legend, survivor.
I think the alcohol is kicking in.
I mean, no, it's not.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Well, I mean, you thought, well, Sarah, and then I don't know who this is. But.
And also, some people are legends in their own head. I'm a great legend in my own head. So let's put it that way.
I should create a Urban Dictionary post. Legend, podcaster, interesting man.
LEJEND. Because it's the Urban Dictionary.
and my name will be. Anyway, I'll do Samantha's voice. She goes, "Oh my God, have you seen that new guy at school?" And then Sarah goes, "Yeah, his name is Gavin. Isn't he so nice? I wish he was my boyfriend." So, you know, that's Sarah and Samantha.
Give it up.
Right? And I'll do Moofy before I read yours.
Where has this interview gone?
Well, I don't know.
I was expecting Samantha. That was really good.
Well, thank you.
Moofy, though. I want to hear Moofy.
So I remember this commercial for Moofies.
Yeah.
He goes, "My name is Moofy Hanneman." Like you're cracking up already. And he talks about being a boy from Clee. You know?
I hear it.
That's all I can do. But I like to do, I compare it to like the bus. You know how the bus does like Kaneohe and Kailua.
That's really good.
Transfer point.
Are you available for bookings for voiceovers?
No.
So you don't want to market that right now? Wow. I don't even have any voices now I think of it. The only one I could do before was Ernie.
Oh, okay. I want to see Ernie.
From Sesame Street.
Okay.
And the only thing I could say, I don't know if I can still do it. Hey, Bert. That's it. That's the whole.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's the whole voice. Right
It's
there.
pretty good.
Thank you. I'm done with the interview.
Now I just have to learn Bert.
Well,
We
Ernie's
can
easy, right?
do our own show.
Because that's how he does it. That's all he says pretty much the whole time. Like, hey, Bert. It's kind of like that.
Well, I can do Mickey Mouse too.
Why does it always have to be a competition every time? That's the only voice I have.
Well, we can do Ernie and Mickey Mouse show. You know.
Oh no, that's where.
Oh boy,
That's
Musketeers.
That's actually really good.
Thank you.
That's ridiculously good.
I used to do voices for the kids. You know, when I taught kids, we do skits. I used to do voices for them, and they enjoyed it. I'm very rusty on my voices though.
Yeah.
So I mean,
how much alcohol is in that, Kelsey?
Maybe the alcohol is making me get back to form. I want to read yours.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
curious. Or do you want to read it?
No, then I might have to make voices too. I don't want to.
Well, I mean, you know, you never know. I mean, I read mine. You know, maybe it's good that you you see yourself and you can read one of yours. I'll let you choose one. Better yet.
Okay. Let's see. Wow. Damon is so hot. He's a babe.
Woo!
And he's so awesome. He's a beast at life. And all the girls love him. Who wrote this stuff?
Oh boy.
Plus, all the guys just want to be like him.
Oh yeah, that's true. Legend.
He's so awesome. Any girl would be lucky to have him. If you want to date a Damon, and you know a Damon, just tell him he will say yes. I promise you. And did I say that he's so hot? Oh yeah. Didn't want to forget that. Didn't want to forget this. He's okay. Typo. His abs like a lot of typos. I'm gonna try to translate the typos.
Okay, yeah.
His abs like an angle.
His abs like an angle.
And that six pack, he's just like Tupac. I'm thinking Tupac. But she said it in a Mike Tyson voice.
What kind of angle? We're talking obtuse or
I don't know.
Straight
she just
angle?
said angle.
Acute?
Like an angle. An angle.
An angle.
Angel.
Oh,
angel.
not angle.
An angel. Oh yeah, angel. Hello. How come I didn't know that? Yeah.
Wait, did it say angle or angel?
How did you know that, Kelsey? That's really good. She really translated it. I would have never thought angel.
Oh, abs like an angle. I mean,
see, because Kelsey's actually translating typo and
well, she's Kelsey Grammer
and bad grammar. She did really good. And it said Damon's such a legend.
Damon's such a legend.
So girl one would be, wow, who's that? He's a babe and he's so hot. It's my best voice.
Oh, there you go.
Sound like a man.
The Baywatch.
Girl two says, he's taking off his shirt. He has a six pack. He's so hot.
Oh, I could say that.
Girls fighting over Damon. He's a hottie. He must be a Damon. Who writes this stuff? Oh, by Damon. May 2015.
Well, we gotta extend the A's because the A's goes by Damon.
Damon.
You know what I mean?
You know why he did that? Because Damon was taken already.
Well,
he had to come up with another username that was, same as Damon.
Well, on my gamer tag, one of them I put Gavin on that one. Extend the A's out. Puts more emphasis on the A.
By the way, if you guys are wondering where we're looking at this, Urban Dictionary, right? We're just looking up our own names.
No, this is Webster.
Oh, Webster. I don't know.
No,
I don't know. Urban Webster. I don't know.
Well, I wanna look up Kelsey's one because I had never.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's a good one. Does Kelsey have do you have a mic plug then to yours? Oh, you could have read one.
Oh, shucks.
Well, Oh, I like this one. It begins off with Kelsey, Kelsey, Kelsey. Not sure what the world thinks of you, but I think the world of you.
That is such a good voice.
You don't judge. And that's great. Even though the world judges you.
Wow.
I don't even know how it sounds on recording. I've never recorded this before. You've had rough spots in life, but everyone does. You're not alone. So talk. People will listen, Kelsey. You're gorgeous.
Your neighbors are like, he's doing the Mickey Mouse voice again.
He drank too much again.
He's drunk again.
But you normally don't see, or you normally don't seem to, oh man, this phone, to care what you look like. Patient, smart, clever, funny. I don't understand how you always have a smile on your face, but it's something I can count on. Kelsey.
Aww.
If we weren't all crazy, we'd kill ourselves. That's kind of scary. Safe to say you're one of the craziest in the bunch. Don't settle for less than you deserve. And then Kelsey would go, tell me a secret, just for fun. And then B, do you want to do B? You can do B.
No, I think you're doing great.
No, do B. Do B.
B. I don't know what you don't already know about me.
Just try.
Who hasn't she hit in the head with the band hero guitar? This is from 2009. Oh, 2011, sorry.
2011.
That's when Guitar Hero was
Guitar Hero
was up there. Yeah, this is a good time.
Yeah. I mean, shout outs to RLDR23.
Wow. So people just post, and they just come up with their own definitions and stuff.
Maybe the person that put Damon.
Yeah. Damon
was me because I put Gavin on mine.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then I just extended. I said Damon.
That's right. I get it.
You know.
Interesting.
So
there's that word again.
Well, there you go. Interesting. How many times? But yeah, I mean, Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary has everything, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think Urban Dictionary is like the alternative to where you don't find the answer you want in the dictionary. You know, you go to the dictionary, you're like, that's not what it means. Then you go to Urban Dictionary, you're like, that's exactly what it means. So it's like that. What is that called? It's more of a confirmation for you. You know.
Oh, there you go.
The Urban Dictionary. Yeah, the Urban Dictionary tells you what you want to hear. The dictionary tells you like the truth. And let's face it, the truth is not as fun as the Urban Dictionary. No. That's the truth.
You know that. Hey, you know what? I know how to bring this full circle because with the dictionary,
yeah,
it is like when people tag. You know, the Urban Dictionary is like when you show up on your newsfeed. What do you want to show on your newsfeed? See?
True. True. We were just talking about that.
About that.
What is on your newsfeed? What is on your highlight reel? I think that's interesting.
There you go. Very interesting.
And that's why I hate when people put felt cute, might delete later. I'm like,
I hate that.
I'm like, you like that picture. Like, that's why you put it on.
They should put felt interesting, might keep later.
Yeah. People are in such denial. Look, if you post something, you gotta like have a rule where if you post it, you cannot delete it.
Yep.
You gotta keep it up there. You gotta really own it and be confident.
Yep. I'll lock it. I'll screenshot it.
There you go.
And then when someone says they might delete later, I'll just post it and say, "Well, I posted it for you.
Yeah.
I kept it up for you."
No, you didn't. I have it now.
Yep. See, you didn't delete it. You said you might delete later. Well, too bad. I got it. Yeah, I got you.
It's gonna live on the internet forever.
Yep. I'll create an account called No Deletes. Just call it No Deletes 808.
No Deletes.
And it's just gonna be a page that says if they see someone that's gonna post something and say, "Oh, my felt cute, might delete later." Well, you know what? Don't Delete 808's gonna come, steal your photo, and post it. It's gonna be there forever. So you better not. First. You better not.
You heard it first.
Or you're gonna be exposed. So we talked about a lot of things.
A lot.
But I wanna kind of start wrapping things up and let's talk about what you're gonna do in the future because we've had a lot of laughs. We talked about drinking stories. I got to hear about
my only drinking story.
Your only drinking story.
Yeah, that was horrible.
You got to hear about one of my drinking stories.
Yeah,
very interesting.
Yeah,
for both of us. But what are you gonna do next? Because you're kind of off the grid. You're stealth now. You're kind of in a cave somewhere. Well, you're out of the cave for a little bit.
Yeah.
You're here. Thank you for being here. Out
Thank
of the
you for
cave.
having me. Yeah.
But what's next for you? What are you gonna do?
I want to create good content. I think that's what it comes down to. I spent many years just doing everything. I've done podcasting. I've done my journey living out of a car.
Yep.
I think I've done it all, and I'm at the point where I want to eliminate the things that are taking up my time so that I can focus more on things that I want to do. So I want to create really good content, and I want to leave my mark on the world. That's really what it comes down to. Well,
you did. You left your mark on the world. Legend, like I keep saying.
Yeah, I don't know about legend.
That's going to be the title. when before your name even comes up, I'll go, the legend, the survivor, most interesting man.
No, that's you. That's you. The most interesting is you, definitely.
Well,
in the world.
No.
Not only in the podcasting world, in the world. This man did push-ups and jumping jacks before he drove.
Well, that was only because it was desperation. I was a survivor too.
Yeah, you did it. That's gonna be the theme. I can see this episode opening with Destiny's Child, Survivor.
Well,
I can see it.
I'll tag Beyonce and say, hey, you know what?
I think it'll happen.
I'm a survivor.
I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up. I don't know. What is there left to do, right? I mean, I don't know. I feel like I did a lot, and just create good content, inspire, motivate people. That's what you do too. Anybody in the media world, or if you have your own podcast like you do, or you're putting out content, that's what we're trying to do, is inspire, motivate. So,
well, hopefully,
I
mean, hopefully,
or have fun in the process.
Yeah.
Right. So we can have fun, even though this doesn't motivate you. We had fun doing it. That's the main thing, I think.
I think the motivation comes from guys like us that can create content, produce it, and send it out there, and that people actually care.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there might be a couple people watching this now.
Oh, at least 3. At least.
But well, I will say, because you're on the show, a legend, a survivor, right? It might have doubled, might have tripled.
I highly doubt
6
it,
people instead.
I'll take it though. Whatever you say.
But with creating content and stuff, I agree. Motivational. It gives people hope that, hey, you can just create something, even if you don't have the best set. I mean, yeah, this is extravagant, but this brings the vibes for me, at least, which is why I like it. But I think at the end of the day, what people can learn from your experience, what they can learn from my break, is that if you're not excited about something, then something's wrong.
Yeah, you got to take a break. You got to do something else.
Yeah.
You got to hang up the mic.
Don't do things that don't excite you.
Yeah.
But if it excites you and you're interesting ideas. I was trying to fit in interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't work, but that's kind of interesting.
Tried.
Hey, there you go.
Tried.
But if you're excited about something, I don't know what I heard something, but the chair.
That was the chair, yeah.
I thought I was hearing things. I was like, I didn't drink that much.
I mean, it's almost gone.
Yeah, well, we gotta refill it for the cheers. But I think if it doesn't excite you, then you should shift gears, do something else.
Yeah.
But if it's something that excites you, or you're passionate about it, and it keeps you moving, I think regardless of who jumps along, people will jump along, or people will want to invest in what you're doing, but you just have to be consistent. Just want to do it, and if you feel depressed about it, then maybe you should take a break and then come back to it.
Yeah, and I think social media, for me, I don't know, you might feel the same way. It's almost like a drug.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like an addiction. It's something that no matter how hard I try to leave it, I'll always come back.
Mm.
And I feel like I have an obligation for anyone who wants to hear me, whether it's 5 accounts or 5 or 6 or maybe even 7, right? But I have that obligation, and I think as a creative person, and I think you can relate to, you have all these ideas that swirl around almost like on a daily or weekly basis, and you have to get it out of you. Social media is the way that I can get out my creativeness, and I can let all this out. Because even out on my break, Gavin, I was still taking notes of like quotes and stuff that I wanted to create content-wise. So as much as I try to run away from it, I can never really get away from it. I'll be here to the end. And that's the sickness of social media.
You're a survivor.
Yeah.
Yep. You're always going to be there.
I'll always be around forever.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just curious on how we're going to be going into the 50s and our 60s. That's going to... Right? I think that's something that no one's ever thought of. When does this social media end? Do we finally just hang it up at 50 or whatever and just be like, you know what, I'm old enough. I got grandchildren.
Well, you're a survivor. Right? You might go into your 90s, hundreds maybe,
What'll be around next?
Still creating content.
I don't know.
I might be in my hundreds doing push-ups, jumping jacks in the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine creating content to an old age, though?
It's gonna
Dad, it's your retirement party. No, but I got to record this. My followers are watching.
Son,
Yeah.
I need your help.
What is this button? Dad, it's not a button. That's your call. Your call signal for the nurse.
Oh, back in my day, when we had Sonys, we could record with the press of a button.
Press of a button.
Now you just talk to the Sony. You know,
It's never gonna end.
it could be like that.
It's gonna be on forever. I'll be a hologram still making content.
Oh no!
I thought Damon was dead 10 years ago.
Like the Tupac.
Still alive. With over 1,500 hours of content never before seen.
Oh,
Yeah, he's still around. I want to do that, though. I want to live on forever.
yeah.
I think it would be cool
Hologram.
to start having someone manage my content. And then when I go one day, my social media continues to run. Like when Prince went, Prince still had like some songs coming out. You're like, why is Prince still here, right? Michael Jackson. So I think it'd be cool to like keep living on even after I'm gone. Think about that. Interview got really deep towards the end.
Yeah.
I know, but what if you could live forever? That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to do that.
It's like, well, I like the face you gave me and the answer.
Well,
It almost like you were saying, like, thought I drank a lot.
Well, I mean,
Boy, he really. What is in that orange juice?
I mean, I'll try to live forever.
You will. Well, your legacy.
Yeah.
That's why you.
Well,
do the
you're a
things you
legend.
do. Well, I don't know about that, but
I mean, you said I'm the most interesting man in the world, so
You are.
I probably won't die.
I don't know. But I think that's why we create that. That's a good reason why we create content. If anyone ever wondering why do they create all this stuff, like I'm not even gonna watch it, and it's probably for your legacy. So what's cool about now is creating videos and interviews is you're never gonna die. When you go one day, these interviews can still be watched by your grandchildren and whatnot.
Yeah.
That is cool. That's really cool.
And they're gonna say, why am I related to? Why am I related to Gavin?
That's grandpa.
Maybe you know what I want to pass down? I want to pass down the art of doing voiceovers. You thought I was going somewhere else with that.
I thought you were going somewhere else.
But I want to pass down the art of voiceovers to them, so they can do their own podcasts in different voices.
Wow.
Then I'll never know what their true voice is when they actually do the podcast.
We're gonna live forever, Gavin. We're gonna live forever. I always say, every single day you are almost writing out your eulogy. That's what I say. So whether it's an interview or a video you made, like, or the way you treated someone, like you're creating your eulogy. That one day someone's gonna talk about you and all the things that you did.
They're gonna post this at the funeral.
They totally will.
They're
My
gonna-
funeral is gonna be live on Instagram.
Oh, jeez.
Did you know that?
Okay.
It's gonna be live.
All right.
Instagram and Facebook and on Twitter, it's gonna be live streaming. It's gonna be cool.
I'll have a camera of me in the bathroom doing push-ups, jumping jacks after drinking, maybe.
The theme is live on forever. Don't ever die. Live on forever. But I think it just matters how you. It could be content-wise, or it could be passing on your knowledge
Memories.
to your kids,
Yeah.
to your family. But ultimately, I mean, you want to leave a good legacy. I think. Got
And
really serious at the end.
oh well, you know what? That's fine. Are you gonna cry?
No, I'm not.
Oh shucks.
I did enough crying in that one interview. You guys can watch it.
Hey, well, I have this thing.
Yeah. By the way, I got a gift certificate for $1 million. I'm like, what? Stop it.
We're not there yet, but Damon, I can't thank you enough for being here and joining me on this show, this revamp show, this legacy show. You know what I mean? Because this is gonna live on for a long time.
Yeah.
If YouTube doesn't exist somewhere, then at least Spotify, Apple Podcasts, it'll live there. Maybe TikTok. Maybe people will do TikToks of my voice is your voice.
You think people in 2030 will be watching this?
Oh, maybe 2040.
Ah, that would be cool.
Maybe 3000, year 3000.
Yeah.
Like Futurama. The people will listen to this. Say it's vintage. Right?
So if you're watching this in 2050, 2070, we're already gone. I don't even know why you're watching.
Wait,
this.
I don't know if I'm gone yet.
I might be the only one gone. Never mind.
I said I'm living forever, so I don't know if I'm gone yet. But Damon, your glass is empty. We can refill that for a bit.
Sorry, I went hard on the orange juice. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is some good orange juice.
Well, for me, I'm almost done.
Is that enough for a shot, though? I mean, is that enough for a cheers?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Sure.
Well, we can put it up. Kelsey, for the listeners.
Kelsey's awesome.
Kelsey is awesome. She's helped us with.
Yeah, unbelievable. No one serves better orange juice than Kelsey. Tropicana.
Florida.
Love it. At this point in this interview, I've already drank 2.5 glasses of this.
Well.
Yeah.
Here's a secret. We didn't spike it.
Oh.
But I spiked mine.
I don't know. I'm naturally punchy, though.
Unless we switch the glasses, then maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm drinking the test.
If you got alcohol in me, I would be like, you would know. I'd be like, I'm already energetic in the morning when I train clients, but let me tell you, don't get alcohol in me.
Anyway, Damon, I can't thank you enough for being here, and thank you. Damon, this is to you for being a great friend, an awesome friend that I've met during this whole stint about being a podcaster and stuff.
Are you going to cry?
No.
Because I feel like you are.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling
Okay.
that. But this is for you, for being a survivor, for being a legend, for being an interesting guy. But also, this is for your future because, people 2050 are going to listen to this. Mm-hmm. They're going to remember you, your legacy, your legendary status, your survivor.
You'll still be around.
I'll still be around. You'll still be around.
I don't know. We'll see.
No, you'll still be around. You're a survivor, like I said.
40 years from now.
Well, 100. You're still going to be making content. 2050.
As a hologram.
As a hologram.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But people are still going to listen to you, and I'm deeply blessed by our friendship. So thank you for joining me, and this is to you, Kampai.
Kampai.
Oh, that was a
that was best. Sorry. Kampai.
I never really clicked with these glasses. Kampai.
Was that the way to go? Oh shucks, we're supposed to down it. I don't know if I can do that.
Wait, that's the natural way of doing it.
Oh gosh.
You do that with every shot. Well,
little
if it
girly
was a
girl.
full glass.
Look at you made me look you made me look less than a man. And I don't appreciate that. I feel like that was not planned. I thought we were just gonna do a little sip. You downed it. And I was over here like a little prima donna.
Yeah, sip,
Did you see me? Did you see?